the majority of victims' families want to do an investigation. You know, I've had Bill Doyle and others on the show, the head of the biggest 9/11 group. He said the majority of them think 9/11 was an inside job. You ever actually talk to the families, the firefighters, the police? They got polls where, 84% of Americans, New York Times poll, believe we've been lied to about 9/11. What's Obama do? He goes out in his Cairo speech and says, there are those of you out there who don't believe the official story of 9/11. You're bad. And he went on to say, you think terrorism's good. How sick. If you don't believe the official story of 9/11 and think there's a cover-up, then he went on to say, you think 9/11 was good. I mean, boy, that is some sick, twisted filth. All right, so that's coming up. We're going to talk to Luke Rudkowski in about 60 seconds. I wanted to tell you about one of our sponsors before we did that first. We have a great sponsor. Their banner's up on Infowars.com. It's Diginet, Diganet.net. Diginet. And they've got some of the best prices that I've seen on the web for the highest quality hidden cameras for your car, pins that shoot video, because we bought a lot of these over the years, and these are the best quality, the best price I've found. That's why they're our sponsor. I mean, there are similar little video pins, looks like a ballpoint pen that shoots video and audio, that I bought for, $200 that they're selling for $50, to give you an example. So it's Diganet.net, Diginet. You want a way to make sure you're always safe against unlawful search? The Diginet mobile digital video audio recorder records video and audio with absolute clarity while being discreetly hidden in your vehicle. That's a nicer, system that's hidden in your car with a hard drive. You just hit a button and it starts recording. And I want you to check it out, folks, at Diginet, Diganet.net, or check out the banner on Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com. Okay, going to Luke Rudkowski. Luke, we've got a lot of new stations picking us up, XM and others. So for folks that don't know who you are, briefly, tell us about We Are Change.
We Are Change is an activist grassroots organization that started 2 years ago. We never expected it to grow, but other people loved the idea. They carried it in their cities and towns, and now we have over 100 chapters worldwide of people just being the change that they want to see in the world, following Gandhi's principles, following Martin Luther King's principles. We're out there raising money for first responders. We're feeding the homeless. We're confronting politicians on their lies. We're out there every day. We Are Change is on fire. The last couple of days, we confronted Richard Haas with We Are Change San Francisco, We Are Change L.A. They also confronted the Black Pope. We Are Change Chicago, Ohio, confronted Rove. UK confronted the head of The Economist on Bilderberg. And here in New York, we confronted Senator Gillibrand, Russell Simmons, and Governor Patterson within the last couple of days.
Okay, for those that don't know, 2 years ago, Luke Rudkowski, inspired by Road to Tyranny and researching 9/11 truth, started We Are Change. And for those that email me and call me, it's not a centralized group. It's people just starting We Are Change chapters, investigating the New World Order, exposing government-sponsored terrorism. That's why you'll see different views from different groups. And that's why it's such an effective leaderless resistance, is that it's individual leaders starting groups, taking action. Some cities have multiple groups. Many states have 4 or 5 groups. Very, very effective. And they were, again, doing this long before Obama had his slogan of change. We believe he picked it up, ripped it off from We Are Change, and many of his tactics from Ron Paul. In fact, they admit they ripped off Ron Paul's tactics in campaigning grassroots. And Obama ripping off the We Are Change idea, but people accuse us of ripping that off from Obama. No, we got it from Gandhi, saying be the change you want to see in the world, that idea of nonviolent action. And then, of course, then Obama picked up on that. But the issue here is that the media doesn't ask real questions. So you guys go to press conferences, you go to meetings, you're the citizen media, your videos get millions of views in the aggregate. We made the film Truth Rising, covering what We Are Change 9/11 Truth are doing, and you're pioneering the type of gonzo citizen journalism that I really trailblazed unknowingly in the and late 1990s, confronting George Bush and Attorney General Janet Reno and countless others, and it gets attention. It ends up in the AP. It ends up on national news because real questions are being asked, and it's really got the establishment worried. They've put out CFR white papers worried about it. Bilderberg Group's been worried about it. This is confirmed. They've had countless national shows attacking We Are Change, saying that, quote, we're dangerous, that people asking questions need to be tased or sent to, quote, camps. That's all covered in Truth Rising. Luke, tell us about this latest confrontation with the senator. That got a lot of attention. Run through some of the other confrontations.
That video with Senator Gillibrand definitely did get a lot of attention. I had Manny Badillo, a 9/11 victim's family member, very professionally in a suit, in a microphone with a big camera, go up to Senator Gillibrand and talk about the scientific peer-reviewed paper of explosives being found at the World Trade Center. We talked to her about that. The 70% of questions of victims' family members that were never answered. We told that to Senator Gillibrand, and with hearing that information, she said she would back full hearings into 9/11. And in response to that, we get slandered by Fox News and the New York Observer, who are calling us hecklers, and that Gillibrand didn't know she was talking to a conspiracy theorist.
That's because they are scared of a new investigation. They want to sweep it under the rug, just like torture.
Exactly. We were professional. We had a victim's family member talk to a senator. We had scientific peer-reviewed papers, and we're conspiracy theorists? I mean, that does not make any sense at all.
That's right. You politely confronted her with the facts, as a journalist should do.
Exactly, and she reacted to those facts very well, and she said she would back a full hearing.
Well, so did Biden when We Are Change, what was it, L.A. or San Diego?
No, We Are Change L.A.
Yeah, they talked to Biden, and we played that clip here. It's up at wearechange.org and We Are Change LA. And, they brought him the peer-reviewed study, and he was really freaked out.
He definitely was. And again, Biden has a lot to cover up. We confronted him, and he admitted he had foreknowledge to 9/11, knowing that Muhammad Ahmed, head of the Pakistani ISI, was financing Muhammad Atta. He said he knew that before 9/11 and told him not to do it to me on camera during his presidential debates back about a year and a half ago. I mean, it's just insane that this man is now vice president. We actually confronted Richard Holbrooke on the issue about the Pakistani ISI supporting Muhammad Atta before 9/11. Holbrooke said, oh, you got to ask Dick Cheney that. And then he turned off the mic when Sabrina Rivera asked him the question. No, Mr. Holbrooke, you got to ask your own vice president, Joe Biden, about the ISI connections. He knows a lot more about that than Dick Cheney since meeting with Muhammad Ahmed days before 9/11. So it's just ridiculous. That's
crazy. Right. And that video clip that you and others shot when you brought it up to him and really shook him up from one of the Democratic presidential debates, that is in the film Truth Rising that everybody has got to see. It's a testament to citizen journalism and the power of taking action and trying to get firefighters and police medical coverage when major university medical centers admit that they are dying from the dust by the thousands. How do you get thanked? Well, a lot of police thank you and hug you, but others try to plant bombs on you, and that's all on video as well.
And they still harass me. I went to an event 2 weeks ago with Larry Silverstein and Ed Koch and Dan Rather. We confronted Larry Silverstein, we confronted Ed Koch, and as I'm leaving the event at a coat check, I have NYPD intelligence come up to me, Bloomberg's own security staff, and Bloomberg wasn't even anywhere near there 2 weeks ago, and they're like, Luke, you can't be doing this, you got to get out of here, give me your ID. I'm like, no. And I'm like, how do you know my name? And the police intelligence officer told me he's just as good as I am. And I was like, what do you mean? And they tried to set me up again. They wouldn't let me leave the venue 2 weeks ago. I was literally playing tug of war at the exit door with police intelligence.
Yeah, they have these public press conferences. You show up, they tell you leave, and they hold you and go, and this is on record, on video with witnesses. They grab Luke and say, you are not allowed to leave, but we're going to arrest you if you don't leave.
Hey, that's what they did with the Bloomberg thing when they arrested me. 2 weeks ago, they tried it again. I had to literally argue with police intelligence for 10 minutes. I'm playing a tug of war trying to get out of there. They're telling me I can't leave. Regular police officers came, were holding the door at the other end. They were holding the door at me until a third police intelligence officer came and said, no, he's good. He's been here. He's been registered for a week at this event. He's really pressed. Please let him go. And the police intelligence officers had to argue in front of me, arguing if they should let me go or not. And then the one police intelligence officer opened up the second door. He says, Luke, I'm sorry for this. Sorry for the harassment. Just get out of here.
Well, that guy will be fired probably. But the point is that you go to press events, you get registered, you just ask questions.
Exactly.
And then cops walk up and say, your camera's a gun, your backpack's a bomb. I know it isn't, but we're going to arrest you for terrorism.
And
this is on video. Exactly. On video.
And now they're lying with the Bloomberg arrest case. They're saying that a custodian was talking and asking me to leave during my Bloomberg arrest case when I never even talked to a custodian. All I talked was NYPD intelligence and Bloomberg's own personal security staff. When I was arrested, they have their own disposition. They wrote, in papers prosecuting me, saying that a custodian was asking me to leave and I didn't want to leave. I mean, that is utter bullcrap, because anytime I'm asked to leave, I leave automatically. And they're saying I was talking to a custodian. I never even once talked to a custodian. I was told to stay by NYPD intelligence because I was detained. And by doing that, they arrested me, sent me to central bookings for 2 days, and now I got to go through this criminal arrest case. And my next case is actually on my birthday, which I also share with my lawyer. And it's just sick and disgusting what's going on in this country.
In the land of the free, home of the brave, that our veterans supposedly fought and died for freedom of the press, we now have Army colonels on Fox News saying we need to start killing American journalists in America that criticize the war on terror.